Good evening and welcome to True Encounters. I'm your host, Marvin Allen. First and foremost, I would like to say I miss all you guys because I haven't been posting anything lately. But like I said in the last video, I'm in North Carolina checking up on some sightings and encounters, and I'll be going out back in the field and just seeing what I can find, because I really want to know what these creatures is, man, because it's just crazy, man, of some of the things that they could do, like I wish I would have, asked my mother more about it, but when my mother said that she used to see these giant dogs back when she was a little girl, and they used to follow her home, and then they would stand, and she said these things was huge, but after she told us that one time about these Doug men, she never spoke about it again. So she took that with her to her grave, but I wish I would have found out more, because she was Cherokee Indian, and I know some of her sisters and brothers might have saw these things too. So but I'm gonna do while I'm down here, for the ones that's still living, I need to talk to them, because Rick, the guy who came down here with me, came down from Virginia, so we can try to get on that property like I told y'all in the last video, but we didn't get access to it. He said he think it's something about the people that these Doug men showing themselves to, because they don't show themselves to anybody. Some people will see these things once and then don't see them never again. And he think that these creatures are it's something ain't right about them, because of some of the things that they could do. They can talk, do telepathy, without moving their mouth and stuff, and people say they hear them clear as day. I mean, it's a whole lot, so I'm gonna stick with this, man, because I really want to know what these creatures is, man, and why they just show themselves to certain people, because they say if you go looking for these things, you never gonna find them. They could be right in front of you, and you don't even see them. So I wanna find out what really make these these things tick, man, because it's something not right about these creatures. So without further ado, we're gonna jump right into this next encounter. Now, this next encounter, it happened, down in the South. I wasn't given the location or whatever, so I didn't bother, to push him on giving me where it was at, but it happened in the South. This guy said about 5 or 6 years ago, when he was out hunting, he noticed that he saw 3 wolves. Now, mind you, he said that wolves are not from this area. So he said he don't know if they just came from further up north or in the Midwest and found their way down there where he was at. Because he said that they not from down there, so he blew it off, he let it go. He said, now, years had passed. He said, so last year, he was out, hunting. And he said he seen these giant dugs. He said, but they was too big to be ordinary dugs. He said he didn't know if them 3 wolves he saw had made it with coyotes or wild dogs that be out there. He said, but these things were huge. They were big. He said, but he saw them from about 100 yards away. He said, but he could see that these things was big even at that distance. He said, now his uncle has a chicken farm, and he got other animals, and he got he said he had one cow. He said, so one night he said he goes out back, just to check on the animals before he go in and go to bed. So he said he checks on him, he don't see nothing. He said, but while he was out there, he said he smelled this strong urine smell. But he didn't see no animals around or nothing like that. He said, but he smelled this strong urine smell. He said he brushed it off, ain't paid attention. He went back in the house. So he said he go in the house and he lay down. He said he falls asleep. He said, so while he was asleep, he said he could hear all this noise out there, in the back. It woke him up. So he said he sat up, said he was still half asleep. But he said, but he sat up and he said, let me go out here, and see what's wrong. He said when he goes out there, he goes over there and checks on the cow. Now, mind you, he said his uncle only had one cow. He said he goes over there to check on the cow. He said what he seen, he will never, ever forget. He said he sees some kind of creature dragging this cow across this field. Now I'm going to say this again. He said he see some kind of creature dragging this cow across the field. He said he stopped in his track. He was froze because he looking at this thing. He said this thing was gray in color. He said, but he said this thing wasn't pulling him by no teeth. He said this thing was dragging that cow across that field with what he said had to be hands, like it wasn't nothing. He said it left a blood trail. He could see the blood trail going out to this field, all the way up to the upper end to the tree line. He said he froze. He said he don't know what kind of creature it was, but he said whatever it was, this thing had arms. He said so he's standing there. He froze. He don't know what to do. He in shock. He watching something pull this huge cow across this field. He said after about 35 seconds, he turns and he runs in the house. He says he runs in the house and he grabs his shotgun. He goes back out. He goes back over there where this pen at, where the cow was in, and he noticed that whole side that they had built, because they had them like fenced in, that whole side over there was completely ripped off. The whole side was completely ripped off. So his uncle comes outside. He said, what the hell is going on out here? What happened? He said, Unc, I know you're not going to believe me. I know you're not. He said, man, but something dragged your cow off, across that field, and up in that tree line. So his uncle said, first light, we're going to walk over there and we're going up in that tree line. We're going to see what we can find. So he said, when it got daybreak, he said they did go up, across the field, and they walked up in that tree line. He said when they got about 200 feet up in that tree line, they noticed parts of this deer. I'm talking parts. Hind quarter here. Head here. Because they said you could see claw marks on the head of this cow. So they know it wasn't no dog. They know it wasn't no coyote. And they know it wasn't no bear. They said you could see parts of this cow up all around in that tree line. He said, but he didn't see no intestines. He didn't see no liver, none of that. He said all the entrails and the inside were gone. They was just gone. Either it was eaten, he said, either something ate it or something took it. Simple as that. So they left. Of course, they called animal control to come out there and they had a look at it. And of course, what they said was that it's probably some coyotes or some wild dogs that that did that. And the nephew said, man, I don't think it was that because first, how would they get this large cow? I mean, it's not a large cow now. I mean, it's totally eaten. But how would they get this large cow all the way across that field and all the way this far up in the tree line? He said, man, you'll be amazing what these coyotes and these wild dogs can do. They was getting so mad. They said, all right, man, okay. You know what I mean? Okay, you said what you had to say. You can leave now. So he said they left. He said, so about a month later, he said he was sitting on the back porch, smoking a cigarette. He said it wasn't that late. He said that the sun was getting ready to go down, but he said it was still light out there. He said he looks across the field and he says he could see something up in the tree line. He said he grabs his binoculars and he looks up in that tree line. He said, now these is his words. He said that he see some type of creature standing up on two legs with a head that looked just like a canine. He said this thing was huge. He said this thing had shoulders, long arms, but it had bent back legs like a dog. Now, he said he's shocked. He said he messed up in the head because he don't know what the hell it is. Said he never even heard of nothing called no dog man. He said, but this thing was standing up. And it was just standing up in there, up in the tree line. He said he called his uncle outside. And he told his uncle. He said, Unc, look up in there and tell me what you see. And tell me, am I crazy or not? Said his uncle put the binoculars on and he looked up in there. And his uncle said, holy shit, what the fuck? And he took the binoculars down from his face and asked his nephew, he said, man, what the hell is that? He said, Unc, I don't know. He said, but that's that thing that dragged that cow across the field and up in this tree line, man. I don't know what it is. He said he went online because he had heard about these things called dogmen. And he did a little research. He said, so he found out about these creatures and these cryptids. So that was his story. And, man, it's crazy what these things do. Like I said, he said that when he saw them, them big dogs, he thought that the wolves had made it with a coyote or a wild dog. He said, but these things was 2 fucking big on all fours, you know, when he seen him. He said, but man, he said he still have nightmares about that creature standing up in that tree line, man. He said because it's unnatural, man. He said a dog should not be able to stand up like that and then can walk. It's just crazy. So I was just happy to get this encounter, you know what I mean, so I can share it with y'all. Man, it's crazy, man, because I want to find out about these cryptids, man. And then long as I'm going to be down here in North Carolina, man, I'm going to do my best, man, you know, because I want some answers, you know what I mean. Soon as I get an answer, I'm going to give it to y'all. Do I believe in them? Absolutely. Absolutely. Do I want to see one again? No, not really. But I'm curious. I'm curious. I'm going to take that back. I do and I don't. You know, I wouldn't care if I don't no more. You know, but I'm going to continue with my research, man. You know, and like I said, I was happy when Rick came down, man. But then I was mad because we couldn't get access to this certain spot, man. We didn't know that it was private property because it wasn't posted. But we were just curious, man, because them caves down there, and Rick said that they might be living in them caves because no one has ever been over there to look in these caves. No one has ever been over there. And then the locals said it's like a small island with them 3 caves. So, man, we just want to access to get over there, man, so we can documentary and film some stuff, man. But the people did not want to give us that, you know, permission to come on their land, you know. And then when we told him what we did, he said, I guarantee you, man, it ain't no creatures over there. You know what I mean? He said, I've been living down here all my life. And, you know, that's when I stepped in. I was like, okay, you could have been living here all your life, man. That don't mean that, you had to see something, you know what I mean? I'm not even from here. And you know, last year saw something. My mother from here, and she saw something when she was a little girl. So we know these creatures is down here, you know, whether people want to believe it or not, or whether they want to cover it up and keep it to themselves. Because when he said about the 5 pits that got missing and all that, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want y'all on my property, you know what I mean? It's just like he was hiding something. He was hiding something. So we just left it as that, though. But I'm gonna stick with this, man, because I want to find out what these creatures is, man. Because like Rick said, man, it's amazing of some of the stuff that they can do. So that's that encounter right there. If I have some more time, I'm gonna hit y'all with another one. Hope y'all like that, you know. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, go do so, you know what I mean? Like it, you know what I mean? Leave some comments. Let me know what you think about the situation, us trying to, you know, get on the land. Do you think he was covering something up or not? You know, just give me some feedback, man. Let me know. And if I have more time, I'm going to hit y'all with another video. Thank you.